The one thing we all equate to being famous is having lots of money. This means that you can pretty much buy whatever you want. Some of these purchases can be considered frivolous, but others are a necessity. Fame comes with certain luxuries, but there are also some downsides. The spotlight is a nice place to be, but sometimes it can get a bit overwhelming, and you have to spend some money to make up for it. Stay tuned until the end to find out how much money a social media site is willing to pay to protect its creator. As we roll our coins and count our cash, take a moment to make your life richer by subscribing to The Richest. Click on that red subscribe button and give this video a like. If you're looking for some new friends, click on that community tab and start getting to know our awesome fans. Now, here are the expensive things famous people spend all their millions on. While celebrities have enough money to live comfortably for the rest of their lives, if they're wise with their cash, they want to be a bit more prepared in case their fame fizzles out. You may be surprised as to who is the smarter business person in the industry. For example, did you know that Kylie Jenner owns multiple real estate properties? She moved into her first house when she was 17. In just 2 years, Kylie Jenner has spent about $40 million on various properties. That's more than what most millionaires will spend in their lifetime when it comes to places to live. She has owned as many as 5 properties at once. Jenner is worth about $900 million, and it is rumored that she earns up to $1 million per Instagram post she makes. She flipped one of the houses she bought and made a nice little profit. While Jenner's net worth is inching closer to $1 billion, it's possible she might reach that through her real estate adventures. In 2018, she sold her Hidden Hills house for about $6.7 million. If her empire ever falls, at least she has a little real estate to work from. The next expensive thing is literally out of this world. With Richard Branson and Elon Musk perfecting space travel, it's only a matter of time before humans can start traveling to space in packs. The science hasn't yet been perfected, but people are paying money and setting their tickets aside for future use. Given that tickets to Branson's Virgin Galactic flight cost about $250,000 each, the only ones who can really afford that are celebrities. Katy Perry not only bought a ticket for herself, but she also got a ticket for her then-husband, Russell Brand. With all the controversy surrounding Bryan Singer at the moment, he's probably glad that he got his ticket to space, so he can literally leave the planet. Other celebrities include Tom Hanks, Ashton Kutcher, Justin Bieber, Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, and Scooter Braun. Basically Hollywood's elite. Putting down your credit card for a $250,000 purchase is a big deal. In some parts of the United States, you can get 2 houses for that price. Branson reported that he got about $80 million in deposits for tickets to Virgin Galactic. What is even crazier to think of is that these flights are going to be about 90 minutes total. That's the price to gaze upon the stars. When you're a celebrity worth millions of dollars, you can afford to buy even the simplest things for the most expensive price. For example, Spencer Pratt and Heidi Montag had a net worth of about $10 million. Notice how we use the past tense, but we'll get more into that in a bit. When Heidi was pregnant with their child Gunnar, Spencer got really into semi-precious stones. Keep in mind that crystals are already really expensive by themselves, especially if you go for a larger size. We're talking about stones like rose quartz, amethyst, garnets, pearls, the works. And no, we don't mean the crystal gems from the Steven universe. In total, Pratt spent over $1 million on his crystal collection. Considering that the couple only had about $10 million, you can imagine that the money didn't last very long. The couple made headlines for squandering their money on frivolous purchases like crystals. Now, Pratt's invested his money into his own business, called Pratt Daddy Crystals. Yes, you can get your own crystal collection from Spencer Pratt. The necklaces alone cost in the 3-digit range, so perhaps he's trying to recover some of his losses. It's hard to tell. Other celebrities have been known to buy new age tools like crystals in the past. Do they spend millions like Pratt? Probably not. Maybe if Pratt and Montag had some more cash to burn, they wouldn't have lost their fortune. When you're a major celebrity like Tyrese Gibson, you can make crazy purchases that won't hurt your wallet. For example, in 2015, Tyrese bought an island for his 8-year-old daughter. You know how some kids find solace and peace in their bedrooms? Well, for Tyrese's daughter Shayla, she can retreat to her very own island, called Love Island. You can buy islands all over the world for as little as $100,000. It's unknown just how much Tyrese spends on his little girl, but you can bet he wanted to spoil her a bit. Tyrese is in good company with other celebrities who have bought islands. In 2016, Leonardo bought an island in Belize called Blacador Key with the intention of turning it into an eco-friendly resort. Oprah spent about $1 million when she bought Orcas Island off the coast of Washington in the Pacific Northwest. Famous businessman Larry Ellison bought an island in Hawaii for $300 million. He fell in love with the island of Lanai and decided to make it his own. There are many celebrities who have a fandom that they love and enjoy. It's not uncommon to find them buying movie memorabilia to commemorate their favorite movie, director, writer, the list goes on. Even if the movie came out decades ago, the props from it are still incredibly valuable, which means expensive. Collectors will spend a small fortune on their memorabilia. So, when a celebrity has an endless source of money, they really can go all out. For example, when the late Debbie Reynolds decided to sell her costume collection, she ended up with over $4 million in sales. Her collection included Marilyn Monroe's dress from The 7-Year Itch, the headdress Elizabeth Taylor wore in Cleopatra, and a bowler hat that was owned by Charlie Chaplin. John Stamos bought an insane amount of Disney memorabilia, from movie props to even ride equipment. He spent over $1 million on Disney stuff. He even beat Michael Jackson in an online auction for the original Disneyland sign, which he got for over $1 million. It's safe to say that John Stamos might be the ultimate Disney fan. While most of us watching haven't made millions of dollars, we get by. Some may rent, others may own, but there is one thing that brings us all together. Where we live isn't nearly as nice as the doghouse that Paris Hilton bought for her fur babies. We can't even call this a doghouse. It's more like a dog mansion. It's so nice that it probably beats most fancy homes in terms of style and decor. Would the dog even know the difference? Her beloved dogs have a Spanish-style micro mansion, and they are definitely living the high life. The dog mansion is 300 square feet, has 2 stories, a balcony, and even air conditioning. Did we mention there's a chandelier too? Using air conditioning on such a small space is probably pricey on Paris's energy bill, but she makes so much money that it doesn't really matter. While the numbers for how much she spent aren't widely known, this dog mansion definitely cost in the thousands, at the very least. When you have a lot of disposable income, purchases like these are little blips on the bank account radar. Celebrities can also afford to decorate their homes with some of the finest art in the world. The older the piece, the pricier it gets. There are several mainstream artists who manage to sell their work for millions. They just have to get the right attention from the right celebrity. In 2013, Jay-Z made headlines when he spent $4.5 million on a Jean-Michel Basquiat painting that was created in 1982. He bought the painting to show his love for the late graffiti artist. Then he spent a few more millions on a portrait of Basquiat by Swizz Beatz for the Children's Cancer and Blood Foundation. So, even when Jay-Z isn't looking to furnish his own home, he's willing to spend millions to provide for a good cause. Jay-Z has good company, as P. Diddy bought a Kerry James Marshall painting for $21 million. The painting was the 1997 piece Past Times, and it was definitely one of the most expensive pieces ever sold at Sotheby's auction. This is just a small piece of a big trend among the Hollywood elite. If you ever want to own an original Van Gogh piece, you might need to get with a celebrity first. If a celebrity isn't into art, then they might have a love of history instead. In 2014, Phil Collins made headlines when he donated his historic Alamo collection to a museum. How much was the collection worth? Oh, just a small $100 million. Yes, you read that right. All of those epic album sales gave Collins the budget to acquire $100 million worth of historical artifacts. The Texas-based museum was so grateful for the donation that they named Collins as an honorary Texan. Nicolas Cage is another celebrity who enjoys buying the older things in life. He once outbid Leonardo DiCaprio on a 7-million-year-old dinosaur skull for $276,000. That's a hefty sum for something like this. Unfortunately, it turned out that the skull was stolen from the Gobi Desert, and Cage had to return the property. The good thing with historical artifacts is that they only get more valuable with the passage of time. If any celebrities want to make some quick money, should their career ever dry out, selling their artifacts would prove to be very profitable. It's also not uncommon for celebrities to buy exotic animals to keep them company. One of the most well-known celebrities to do this is Mike Tyson. He purchased 3 tigers, and they each cost around $70,000. What's interesting is that he had to jump around a lot of legal hoops in order to own these tigers. They were trained, and they seemed to love their cat dad when they were with Tyson. Eventually, he couldn't jump through any more hoops, and he had to give them up. He also mentioned that taking care of these tigers cost a small fortune, and it was getting difficult to keep up with the bills. Other celebrities, like Audrey Hepburn, owned exotic animals as well. For Hepburn, It was a deer. Reese Witherspoon owns 2 miniature donkeys named Honky and Tonky. Even Vanilla Ice made headlines in 2004 when he lost his pet Wallaroo, Bucky Buckaroo. When you're a celebrity, you can afford the crazy prices for exotic animals, the fees, and the fines for when you finally get caught. For the final part of this video, let's talk about Mark Zuckerberg. He's probably one of the most famous entrepreneurs out there. He made major cash when he and his friends started Facebook. Since this popular social media platform is used by pretty much everyone around the world, everyone knows who Mark is. We know his name, his face, and pretty much his life story. Not only is he filthy rich, but he is also young. Mark is one of the most relatable guys out there. He's down to earth and he has donated a lot of his fortune to charity. However, because he's so famous, he has to take extra precaution to secure his safety. Since 2015, Facebook has spent about $20 million on Mark's security. That's over $5 million per year. Technically, Mark isn't spending the money himself, but he does have a lot of influence on Facebook. Maybe that's why it costs so much for ad space and boosting posts on Facebook. Some of Mark's bodyguards also carry weapons, which means that if someone tries anything funny with him, there's a whole team to take the bad guy down. What do you think of these expensive things famous people spend all their millions on? Would you buy the same stuff? Tell us what you would spend your fortunes on in the comments. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Thanks everyone, and we'll see you next time.